Do you like a game like that over the one in the 50s? I think the fans do.
I just like to win.
I'm sorry?
I just like to win.
Whether it's,
Well, you probably won't want to watch Saturday because they just won 46-45. So it's going to be, that is not going to be the same. When you press like that, you spread the floor, you open the floor, you're going to score more points. And that's just the nature of our game. So the more compacted you get, the less you're going to score.
Granted, Bob, it wasn't the same opponents that you have been playing a lot, but what did you see tonight that you haven't seen from your team that pleased you the most?
Well, I thought in the first half, Jack, I thought we guarded pretty good, and then you get a 16-point lead and you have all that youth, and I just, I didn't think we played with the same kind of enthusiasm to start second half, and then I kind of said, are we going to do this again? And then we kind of turned it up again and made some plays, and we made some plays defensively that we haven't been making.
Did you go in with an idea of rotating guys a little bit more? It seems like you snuck a little bit extra rest for KJ and a couple other guys at a couple different spots.
Well, again, when the game is really slow, there's less possessions and you don't run as much. The more possessions, obviously, the more you're going to run. So yeah, we wanted to try to get him out and get him a blow. We tried to get him out before the TV timeouts. The first dead ball before the TV timeouts.
You got Truck back now as an offensive player, you think? I mean, he's had 2 decent games in a row.
I don't know. Bob, shooting's a kind of a fickle thing, kind of comes and goes. And honestly, it wasn't that Truck wasn't working at shooting it when he shot it bad. He was. He really has. He's put the time in the gym shooting the ball. But I thought he was more diverse in his offense today. But again, when the floor's spread, you can be.
Coach, what goes through a coach's mind on a senior night? Is it any different for you than any other game?
Well, I mean, when you're around those guys for 4 years like we are, and you go through as many things as you go through in a season, and you're around them in a lot of aspects, from an academic standpoint, from a social standpoint, and so you obviously you get close and they become part of your family, and you hate to see them go. You have so many times together, and you kind of look forward to the new guys at the same time, but you hate to see guys go. And I've been very fortunate. My guys don't go very far. They usually come back a bunch, so I still talk to a whole bunch of guys on a regular basis that played for me at Walsh. So I've been very fortunate in that regard.
Considering the way KJ played tonight, are you going to get a WV in the air?
Yeah, we win a national championship, I'll get one. Actually, in 90, when I was 93, 92, I don't know what it was. The year we got beat by Carolina, I told Dave, because they were all on me about shaving my head, because they shaved their heads, solidarity, and I told them, we went to the Final Four, I would shave my head, and we got beaten overtime. I was looking forward to shaving my head. They had clippers, and they had shaving cream, they had the whole deal. They were ready.
But you win the rebounding battle by 20. Rutledge and Miles seem to give you an extra boost tonight there.
That's the best Keaton's played all year. I thought Keaton was active. That's what we've kind of looked for Keaton to do all along, and he hasn't done it. I think he got the message today. He was very active. And you saw kind of what we saw in him recruiting him. He's athletic. He makes one block down there that's a big-time block. And Dom's getting better. And I tell you, KJ and Dennis have been great. They stay on him about, taking plays off and not working hard. And, he gets like he's a little bit tired and he doesn't work hard, and they'll go over and say, man, we need you. You can't do this. You can't do this, because we got 20 feet of humanity sitting over there. 2 6'10s and a 6'11 sitting over there can't play. So limits your options.
How much more can you do with Dom in practice? I mean, obviously, he's probably getting more reps now, but you able to do more with him in practice now?
You should have seen him shoot free throws before I started working with him. Yeah, he gets a lot more reps now. Yeah.
Is he more comfortable now then because of that? Is he?
You have to ask him, I don't know. I would assume, but I really don't know. Sometimes he looks like he is, sometimes he looks like a duck out of water to me, but
Anything else?
That you've praised KJ about every way he possibly can be praised. Is there any other player that you've had that equaled or, that you would put in that same class across the board for performance, work ethic, kind of player he is?
I've been fortunate. I've had a bunch. I mean, I really have. I've been very fortunate. I've had guys, people don't believe it, but Kenyon Martin couldn't make a shot from me now. Me to you is way too far. He couldn't make a shot from you to Jack, when we got him. And he put the time in, and he worked and he worked and he worked. Now he always had superior athleticism. Steve Lovin came in 222 pounds and played at 186 his senior year and was, in a lot of people's minds, the best player in the country. I've been fortunate. Herb Jones, there's been a whole bunch of them that got to where they got because they just worked so hard. Then they were talented, but they worked hard. KJ's got such a great pair of hands. He catches balls that most people can't catch. And that's something, I've said this before, it's something that we probably don't watch enough. When you go watch more guys play, you watch guys flying around and dumping and blocking shots, and you say, wow, I need that guy, and then you get him and he can't catch. And it's hard to be a good, but you can't be a good player in this game and not have good hands. It's impossible. Balls bounce off and look like a seal, and doesn't bode well for you. And KJ's got a great pair of hands. He's got, I didn't say Danny Fortson, but Danny was the same way. I mean, Danny just worked, man. I mean, he had an incredible work ethic, but he also had an unbelievable pair of hands. You talk about good catch now. I had an assistant said, he could catch a BB in the dark. He might be able to.
Can a team turn around after being so frustrating for 7, 9 games, whatever it was, turn around and put in a late end of the season run and into the Big East tournament run and maybe even in the NCAA? I mean, is that in a team?
I think we're capable. Bob, I think we're capable. I talked to Cal last night, and Cal says, I watch your team, Hutch, you're not that far away from being good, which is kind of what I said a week ago, and then we don't finish anything. But and I think everybody thinks that. I mean, I think you watch us. Other than the second half at Notre Dame, I mean, we've been in games. We've had opportunities to win games. I said down on the radio, the Louisville game, Gary throws it away, but saw KJ open, just didn't see Keurig. And that happens sometimes. Truck throws it away in the Notre Dame game. We're up 3 with the ball with 2 minutes to go, and he tried to throw it over top of Grant, and Grant's got great length, and he just underestimated his length. There was another one I was thinking. And then honestly, I mean, we've had some things that. Wouldn't it be great to go through life and never make a mistake?
How many wins do you think you need?
I don't know if we need any more.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if we need any more.
Don't need any more? In other words, you think right now?
I think we're in pretty good shape. I mean, I'd feel a whole lot better with a couple more, but.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I do too. Usually I am. I mean, if I was like some other people I know, then I'd be right all the time. Nobody could ever question it, and nobody could ever say anything about it, so.
We all make mistakes, Coach.
Well, no, you don't. There's some guys now, because I talk to them. I try to talk to them. They do not make mistakes. They don't make any.
You talking about players now?
No, well, so there's I've had a few of those. Yeah, but there's other people out there.
Coach, you were talking about South Florida. Is it just their style, or are they really guarding? or-
They're really long.
Yeah.
They're big and they're really long. They got a lot of people. And they just make everything hard. It's hard to cut, you know, it's hard to, they double things in the post. It's hard to throw it in the post. It's hard to get them out of the way. And JD's brother's done a great job for him. He really has. He's done a great job for him. He's probably been a difference because he passes the ball so much.
Right.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.